Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Shot Through by Crusader175. So we do have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules, which means in each row, each column, and each 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have arrows in the grid, just 2 of them. So we have the arrows, they're always attached to a circle. The digits in the arrow sum to the value in the circle. So if this was 2, 3, 2 plus 3 is 5, you put a 5 in the circle. All right, in addition to that, we have these wheels. So that's these circles here. Think about the 4 digits the wheel touches. Now we see we have a 3, 2, 1. If we read them clockwise, we have 3, 2, 1 here. So we need to have 3, 2, 1 clockwise on this wheel, but the wheel could have turned. So we could do them in order. We could do 3, 2, 1. That's perfectly fine. But they might be 3, 2, 1 like this, or they might be 3, 2, 1 like that. But it's just a clockwise set of 3 digits are going to be 3, 2, 1 in that order. And then here we're going to have 6, 4, 5. So we could do 6, 4, 5, for example. So just think about turning that wheel if you can. And that's it. Those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself. And I'm going to get started right now. So interestingly, this cell in the middle can't be a 1, 2, or 3. It will see all 4 of these cells. And we know there's a 1, 2, 3 on the wheel. Right, it sees them through the rows and the columns. So this can't be 1, 2, 3, making it a 4 or a 5, because it's definitely not a 6. And that's going to add with 1 or 2 to give us 5 or 6. Now this 1, 2 is interesting, because that means we can't do 1, 2, 3 across here in some order, meaning that this is definitely part of our 3, 2, 1 pattern. So this is a 1, 2, or 3. And in fact, what was I going to say? We can't even do a 1, 2 on here. So this has to be one of the 1, 2s. So there's only 2 options for this. We either are doing 3, 2, 1, or we're doing 3, 2, 1. So I can't mark this 3 and 1, but these are the only options for these 2. So that might be helpful. And we know that these are the same digit as each other, because this needs to go on the wheel, and it has to end, so it ends up there. So let's call that green. Green's down here somewhere. Now this cell, I guess, is low, because it's not 4, 5, or 6. So this is a 1, 2, or 3. I mean, this could be as low as 2. We could do 1 plus 1 is 2. What else can I do here? There's not much going on, is there? Do I need to think about the consequence of this 4, 5, 6 a little bit more carefully? I'm thinking about how it would affect this circle, but I'm not entirely convinced it affects it very much. What about, is there a cell? This is the only cell that sees all 4. And this kind of, this cell sees 3 of them. Let me actually highlight these, and I don't know, I'll make them purple for now. I know it's confusing because I have the green, which means something different, but just for a second, see how this cell sees 3 of the purple cells. These 2 through the row and this through the box. So if this was a 4, 5, 6, this cell would have to be a 1, 2, 3. I really don't see. Well, if I did that, this 5, 6 ends up here. I guess the ultimate question is, can this 5, 6 end up right here instead of being here on the wheel? Because if the 5, 6 is on a wheel, it tells us one of 2 ways the wheel turns. But if the 5, 6 is here, it does not. Now, if the 5, 6 is here, we got to be careful about how we're turning the wheel. So we're not doing it in its natural order, because we'd have 6 and 5 here, right? So if this were 6, 5, 4, we also break it. And so then if this could be 6, 5, 4, that would be fine. Or it could be 6, 5, 4 like that. So, and if it was 6, 5, 4 like that, this cell is open to be anything it wants, which is kind of unfortunate, but it does make this a 6. So the only way this isn't, if this was a 6, okay, whatever this digit is, okay, sorry, but we don't know this is the 5, 6, but whatever it is, it would end up here, because it can't be in these 3. That's kind of the point. So this is either the 5, 6, or this is the 5, 6, I guess so because one of these 2 is this 5, 6, let's call that, let's give it a color, and let's get rid of this purple. So let's call this orange. Orange is in one of these 2 cells. if this is orange, then that means our rotation is defined by this, whatever orange is, 5 or 6. And if this is orange, then it's got to go on this wheel somewhere. It ends up here, and so then this dictates our wheel. So our wheel can only be in a couple permutations, maybe. So if this was our orange 5, 6, if it was the 5, we would have to do 5, 4, 6. And if it was the 6, then we would do 6, 4, 5, like that, making a 5, 6 pair here. Now, if this was, so yeah, we knew that would happen, right? One of these being the 4. Now, if this ends up the 5, 6, the 5 would mean we're doing 6, 4, 5. I don't know where I'm going with this. If this was the 6, we'd be going 6, 4, 5. It's too open. I don't think this helps me. Is there more to this wheel that I didn't think about? Maybe there's some orientation of this wheel that doesn't work. So, I don't know. I really don't know, actually. Like, why would this break in either orientation? So we're either doing 3, 2, 1, or we're doing 3, 2, 1. So 3 is in one of these two cells, I suppose? Right. 3 either starts here or here. 2 is in one of these two, and 1's in one of these two. 2's in one of these two. It takes 2 out of these cells. These can't be 2. Because if 2 was in any of these cells, we wouldn't be able to put a 2 here or here. And we know it's in one of these two. So these are not 2s. Not 2. Really don't want to mark 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these aren't 2, and 1 being in one of these two takes 1 out of these cells. So these aren't 1. So this cell can't be 1 or 2, I guess is the conclusion there. So it's from 3, 4, 5, 6. This cell sees 3 of the cells. I'm missing something about this puzzle for sure. It's a struggle. This can be as high as 5. This can be as low as 2. I don't know how to think about this. Three, 2, 1, or 3, 2, 1. Okay, so if we call the other 1, 2, whatever it is, the one that's not green, we call that purple, then purple's in one of these two. Because we're either going 3, 2, 1, making this the 2 and this the 1, or we're going 3, 2, 1, making this the green the 2 and the purple the 1. So purple's in one of these two. What does that mean for me? Not sure. Well, in this column, really? If green ends up 2, we have to go 2, 4, 6. If green ends up 1, go 1, 4, 5, or 1, 5, 6. I'm just trying to think about the consequences of that. I really don't see. See, the more restricted one is if green is 2. So like that's the one that's more likely to break. It doesn't mean that it does, but that's what I'm trying to think about. So if this was 2, this would be 4, and this would be 6. And that would force this to be 6 as well. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we can ask the question of where orange goes in this box. And because it's a 5, 6, we know this is 2 or 3. So this is orange. This is 5, 6. So it cannot actually be 3. Right. Okay. So the key here is if this was 3, 2, 1, ignore orange here. Where does this orange go in this box? Well, it can't go on its own arrow. It can't go in the same column, and it's not 2 or 3. So that's the key there. So this is orange, making a 5, 6, meaning this has to be 3, 2, 1, making green a 2. Okay, and I don't need any of these colors anymore. Well, I could keep orange, but I don't need these. I don't need the green and the purple. And so 2 does force this to be 4, 6. Orange is 6. There we go. Okay. Now what? This is a 5. So the 2 goes down here, and we also have 3, 4 to place. Three is one of these two, so this can't be a 3. 6 being one of these two might be interesting. If 6 is here, we are definitely 6, 4, 5. And if 6 is here, that means 6 can't be in any of these. So then this would be 6, 4, 5. So these two are correct markings. These are the only two options for these two. Is one of them always 4? Yeah, one of these two is a 4, so this can't be a 4. So it could be a 1. It can't be 2, 3, 4. It could be a 5. It can't be 6. If it's a 5, we're doing 5, 1. Oh, this can't be a 6, actually. So this can't be a 5. So this can only be 1. So it can't be 2, 3. If it was a 4, this would be 5, 6, and that's in the wrong order. Because 4 has to come after 6. Right? So this can only be a 1. Which means that this is 2 or 3. And it can't be a 2, right? So that's 2, that's 3. It was in the row. Okay, does that help me? What's this? This is 1, 4, 5? So we're either doing 6, so it's either these 3 or these 3, meaning only these two are open to be not 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we have that marked. That's a 4, 5 pair. 6 goes down here. What does this column need? It needs 1, 3, 5. The 1 is placed in the column, and that places the 3 here. Okay, progress. Sudoku. What do I want to think about? I can do these triples. This is 1, 3, 4, and this is 2, 5, 6. This is 4, 5, 6. Oh, well, see, just because the free one doesn't have to be 4, 5, 6 doesn't mean it can't be 4, 5, 6. Okay, I don't need the orange here, of course. It's called 6 now. I have to think that one of these wheel positions doesn't work at this point, but I don't know which one would be broken. So let's consider 6, 4, 5. 6, 4, 5. Or 6, 4, 5. Oh, 6, 4, 5 here doesn't work. Look, this is 6, 4, 5. This has no value. The 4, 5 pair tells us that. Interesting, yeah. The 4, 5 pair is. 5 always comes after 4. So if this was a 4, this would be 5. This has no value. Fairly interesting. Okay, so this has to be the 5. Which means we are doing 6, 4, 5 like this. This is our 4. That's our 4. Get our 2 and a 4 like that. 4 in this box is placed. Let's clean this up. Okay, what do we get? This column is 1, 2, 5. Ah, this is our 5. 2 and 1. Okay. 5, 6, 1. Okay, so this digit is a 6, giving us 5 and 6, 1 and 5, 3 and 1. These two digits are 2, 3, and we're done. We DT doot in the corner right at the end. All right, that was tough to think about. There wasn't much to look at, but still, there was geometry here we had to think about. We had to think about where this circle ends up in this box. That was really important to think about. And we also had to think about the rotation that breaks this cell here. And there was some Sudoku that was non-obvious to do as well. All right, cool. Well, I enjoyed that. Let me know how you did. If you enjoyed it, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.